I'm just doing a random video about pie. No. Moving. This, I know a lot of people don't consider a tough subject, but moving for me now means moving forever because I just made friends and I have to move to Ecuador to live with my grandparents, and I guess moving away from my friends is hard, and I understand. For everyone, it's hard to move. Unless you don't have friends, then it's really easy because I know how it feels to not have friends. When I was until I was around 6, I didn't have friends, and I just would play with my family, and I don't know. I was a loner, really. I would hang out with my sister and her friends, and it wasn't bad for me at the time, it was something that I didn't mind doing. I thought it was fun to hang out with my sister's friends. I was like, oh, cool with the gang and everything, and I thought it was nice until my sister and her friends started hanging out when they're older and going out late and things like that. I didn't have friends. I never really made an imaginary friend. I never really had the most imagination as a kid should. I always I grew up really fast. Like, I don't know. I think I with me growing up and moving around and being in California and everything, I grew up really fast for a girl my age, and yes, I'm 12, almost 13, but one thing that most of my family doesn't understand is that um, even though I'm young, I went through more things and everything, and so I guess I grew up in a way where it was I guess like I that's why I talk differently than a 12-year-old at my school. I guess that's why I talk more like a 17-year-old or something, because I may look like a 12-year-old, but my brain is different. It it's not like it's not like a mental disability or anything. And me having ADHD is weird not to have more imagination than I should, because I don't have a lot of imagination. I most kids had imaginary friends when they were little if they didn't have any friends, so that they could hang out with that imaginary friend. And I guess I just didn't need to. I was happy the way I was. I was happy to hang out with my family and my friends. I got when I say my friends, I mean my sister and my brothers. And it was happy until a few years later when I kind of I would tell my family that I had friends. When I first moved here, I would tell my family that I had friends, and the friends that I had, I would tell them they were my best friends, even though the friends that I had when I first moved here, they're not my friends anymore because they weren't really my friends. I was a loner for about 2 years, and then I finally opened up to people and started making friends, um, because of things that happened the year and a few years before then. But I guess I don't know. But but like I finally made friends with my friend Liz, and she's been my friend since about the second year I moved to Michigan. And at first I didn't think she was really my friend like the other friends. And after a few years of being her friend, I realized that I actually did have a friend, you know. I started getting more friends and more friends. And at one year, I was actually in the popular group um, with people who weren't that popular that year or those 2 years, and I um, ended up not having those friends anymore because I learned that hanging out with the wrong group gets the wrong ideas in your head, and it's best to hang out with the people I don't think most like you. I think the people that you can feel most comfortable around. And that's my friends now. I have friends that I feel the most comfortable around because they accept me. They love me for who I am. They don't pretend they like me. And I guess growing up the way I grew up, I'm not saying I'm smarter than a 12th grader, than a 7th grader, than a 5th grader, than anything. I'm saying when I say I'm smarter than an age, like smarter than 12, I don't mean smarter as in school smarter. I mean smarter as in not intelligence. I mean smarter as in like I guess I don't know how to put it. I'm smarter in different ways and not as smart in some ways. And many years I tried to say that that's because of my ADHD and things like that, even though in my heart I knew that was just because I didn't feel a connection with my friends. And in the year of 4th grade, I started getting bullied and things like that. And so during that year, I started I started being the bully because I was being bullied, and I started hating on other people and treating people worse, like I was better than them, even though in my head I knew that I wasn't any better. And I am happy that spending time with the friends that I spend time with now taught me how to, I guess, I guess, like be myself and not care about what anybody else thinks, even though at this age you always care about whatever anybody else says, no matter what anybody says. If a girl says, I don't care what they say, it's a lie. Because they do. They do care what people think about them. They do care. They're most self-conscious at this age. Like, every single day about a few months ago, I thought I was fat, and I don't know. I would eat, and I would eat because I'm smarter than to become anorexic, because I've seen many of my friends become anorexic and um, them beat it, but I never wanted that to happen to me, and so I never really became anorexic. And I'm helping a friend right now to beat anorexia, and she's getting healthier every day, but I haven't seen her in a all summer really, and it was fun to see her yesterday when we took school pictures. She looked really healthy and everything. Um, but I guess in the end I'm happy that I guess grew up in the way I grew up. I would not change anything that happened in my life because that's what made me who I am. Yes, in my family we do have anger issues and things like that, but and everyone makes a mistake once in their life. Or more. It doesn't matter. You don't like you don't judge them. You don't do that just because of what they just did, just because of what they did 20 years ago, just because of what they did last year, you know? In my head, I think that if you do something wrong, you say sorry, and unless it's humongous, you know, just forget about it. Put it behind your back. Yes, you'll never actually forget about it, but at least don't. It's not good to keep grudges. It's not good to do that. And I learned that about last year. And because I I lost a friend, and I was sad for a few months, but then I realized that the reason I lost a friend was because she was not really my friend. She had started growing away from me when the week we first met. We I should have known because we had fights almost every year, every month, and it would be long fights. It would be weeks and weeks of fights. And the only friends that I have now are very few because I started having trust issues um, about last year with the friend that I was talking about, because she told a bunch of people about what had happened a while ago, and I just started having trust issues, and the only people I trust are my really close friends and my really close family to tell them a lot of things. And it's even harder to trust my really close family because of reasons before. But I do trust them. I've always trusted them. But I guess it's trust issues come along with a lot of baggage and everything because you every time that you want to tell somebody something, you gotta think in the back of your head about like what's going to affect them, how's it going to affect them, how's it going to affect me, how's it going to affect the people around me, kind of thing. And I didn't know that for a while, but then I finally learned that about a few months ago after things happened, and I guess I I the whole reason why is because I want to move so badly, so beyond anything, because just like anybody else, if they did things wrong in some place, they're gonna want to run away from that. And I've took that into my head because for a while I didn't think about what I would do, about how it would affect people, about how it would affect me, about everything, and that got much problems, and I don't want to move away because I really love my friends, and I guess in the few months that I wasn't here, a lot of things changed. I lost two friends, and because I hadn't told them things, and my friends had changed and things had happened while I was gone, and just like anybody else, you don't want that to happen while you're gone. You want to be there, and I I don't know. I didn't like it, but I know that one way I would have to move anyways. I and my friends don't want me to move. I want to move, but I don't because I don't want anything to go wrong while I'm gone. I have to leave my dog here. I have to leave my cat here. My dog's going with my uncle. My cat, I don't even know. And I guess I'm just sad because I grew up with Annie, and I don't want to move away from her. I don't want to move away from her, because she's at the age where if I move away, she could leave anytime she wants. And as in leave, you know what I mean. but she could do that, and I don't want to happen. Especially not while I'm gone. Because I want to be here. I know it's harder to be here, but I want to be here, that's all. And it's harder to move away once you live here for 7 years. For 7 years to 6 years. And it's going to be really hard for me to move away. Because I love everyone here. The people who hate me, I love them too. Because there's no reason to hate anybody if you don't know them. If you don't know them already, why would you hate them? I have many people who don't even know me, haven't even barely met me, and they hate me. And yes, for years I hated them too because they hated me. But I mean, I guess then I my brother had told me hating someone gets you nowhere. Just forgive them, and God. Yes, if you're atheist, I'm sorry, but if God will give them whatever they deserve. I took that in, and I know he had told me that many times, so I knew that he didn't think that it went through to me, but it did after about the 50th time. And I just stopped hating people. I just threw it behind my back, and I wish that the people that hate me could do that if I affected them in any way. They could do that. But I know that's not how most people are, and I know this is long, but I just needed to get that off my back. But that's the main reason why I don't want to move away. And in the end, moving's going to be it's going to be hard at first, but it's gonna be fine after a while. And if you're moving at any time, just keep in touch with them, and it'll be fine. The reason why I didn't have a problem moving here is because I didn't have any friends. But now that I have friends, it's gonna be harder. But I can push through it because perseverance is just what a lot of people need. If you're a kid and you're moving, don't ever say that you're just gonna stay here without your parents. You're gonna figure out a way. It's not gonna work out because they're your legal guardians. They can take you wherever they want to take you. And I guess I wanted to stay here. I wanted so bad to stay here. I was all ready to tell them I'm gonna have my best friend's mom adopt me, and stupidest idea ever, because your best friend's mom is not going to adopt you if she doesn't know whatever you're doing. She's not gonna adopt you anyways. With my mom didn't even give up her parental rights for them. Why would they give up their parental rights to a random woman? But just don't do it. It's not a good idea. Just go along with it. You can keep in touch with your friends. If the only people from years from now, I'm paying attention to my friends because the people who keep in touch years from now will actually be my friends. This whole summer, I didn't hear from one of my friends, and now I know she's not gonna end up talking to me over 15 years. It's ridiculous, but that's the end of it, and moving is gonna be just fine.